Right. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? Because over the past few weeks, an absolute state of panic has completely gripped the creator community. I mean, you've probably seen it on your timelines. YouTube has quietly rolled out this update, and it has fundamentally changed the entire landscape. We're talking about the destruction of thousands of automated channels, literally overnight. Complete demonetization, entire thriving businesses just kicked straight out of the YouTube Partner Program with their revenues frozen from one day to the next, and the worst part? No warnings. No human support to talk to, just cold, automated rejections. You've got creators who have spent years pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into building these portfolios, waking up to find their income streams completely severed, just gone. But look, whilst everyone else is panicking and running for the hills, you really don't need to. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what is happening behind the scenes of this massive demonetization wave. Think of me as your personal guide through the absolute maze of YouTube's latest policies. We're going to translate all those frustratingly vague guidelines into real, concrete, actionable strategies. By the end of this explainer, you won't just understand exactly why these channels are being wiped off the map, you'll actually have the ultimate blueprint to protect your channel, to lock down your hard-earned income, and honestly to completely thrive under these new rules. So take a deep breath. We've got this.
If you're feeling a bit anxious about all of this, let me reassure you right now, we have a solid, data-driven plan to safeguard your work. Today, we're covering 5 key areas. Number 1, what actually is AI content? Number 2, YouTube's do's and don'ts. Number 3, creating safe AI content. Number 4, why you should really consider joining an MCN. And finally, number 5, surviving YouTube's new rules. Let's dive in.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, what is AI content? Let's define the actual rules of the game.
Now, the core issue here, and we have to be honest about this, is that YouTube's written monetization rules are intentionally vague. They are. And this vagueness gives them the legal flexibility they need to police the platform. Sure, but it leaves us creators completely in the dark, doesn't it? The bots that are currently patrolling the platform are making massive, sweeping mistakes. They are flagging high-quality, incredibly hardworking creators right alongside the actual spammers. But if you look closely, the core terminology driving this entire wave of bans is inauthentic content. That is the phrase. That is the specific policy that has everyone absolutely terrified right now. You see, YouTube has basically decided, quite firmly, that they will no longer pay a single penny in advertising revenue for videos that are mass-produced and lack genuine human value. They are aggressively targeting channels that operate like thoughtless, empty content farms. For instance, just imagine your classic bottom-of-the-barrel AI spam channel. You know the ones. A robotic, incredibly synthetic voice just reading out random internet comments over stolen video game footage. And they're pumping out, what, 10 of these videos a day? There is zero personality there, no unique opinion, absolutely zero added value to the viewer. And the algorithm? Well, it spots that repetitive pattern from a mile away. The exact same voice, the identical visual template, the precise same pacing in every single upload. It immediately flags it as inauthentic. But here's the truly terrifying part for the rest of us. Because YouTube is relying heavily on an automated bot system to enforce all of this, perfectly legitimate creators are getting caught in the crossfire. A channel might spend 3 weeks meticulously crafting custom 3D animations, but if their videos follow a rigid, repetitive visual structure or storytelling template, the bot might just blindly slap them with that mass-produced content farm label. And just like that, demonetize.
So we need to understand that there is a very fine line between what is totally acceptable and what will absolutely destroy your channel overnight. Faceless content? It is absolutely permitted. It really is. Using synthetic voices or AI avatars is completely fine, provided, and this is a massive provided, they are guiding highly original, deeply researched scripts where the human element is crystal clear. Think about those brilliant educational channels that use AI voiceovers to explain complex, fascinating scientific concepts that they have clearly spent days researching. That's fantastic. However, unacceptable AI crosses a very distinct line into pure deception, and this brilliantly illustrates the difference. A prime example is a channel featuring a completely fabricated photorealistic AI doctor. Imagine this fake persona looking right into the camera, offering actual medical advice, like telling people to take honey and garlic for severe blood pressure issues, and they are specifically targeting a vulnerable audience, people over the age of 60. That is not being creative, mate. That is deception. Plain and simple. The very moment you use AI to build false authority, especially when it comes to health, finances, or medication, you are severely violating YouTube's fundamental trust policies. YouTube has to prove to its advertisers that there is a real, accountable human being standing behind the channel. If your content looks like an intricate illusion entirely designed to trick your viewers, you're going to get demonetized, no question about it.
Which brings us perfectly to a massive, recently rolled out update regarding transparency. YouTube is well and truly done tiptoeing around the subject of synthetic media. They have introduced these new, highly prominent AI transparency labels. For your standard long-form videos, this label now sits directly below the video player. It's right there, right where the title is, visible before anyone even watches a single second of the video. For YouTube Shorts, it's an actual overlay directly on the video player itself. You literally cannot miss it. Now, what is absolutely crucial to understand here, and please listen to this, properly disclosing your AI use is entirely safe. YouTube themselves have explicitly stated, on the record, that applying this label does not negatively impact how your video is recommended, and it doesn't affect whether you earn revenue. But if you attempt to hide your use of photorealistic AI, YouTube's internal systems will inevitably detect it, and they will apply that label automatically. And let me tell you, trying to conceal your methods is the absolute quickest way to signal to the platform that your content is untrustworthy. Don't play games with the bots. Embrace the transparency, it reduces misleading content across the board, and more importantly, it keeps your channel securely on the right side of the rules.
Moving right along to Section 2, YouTube Do's and Don'ts. Let's map out the exact monetization rules.
Navigating all these new policies requires a crystal clear understanding of what the algorithm actually rewards and what it mercilessly punishes. To guarantee your channel stays monetized, you absolutely must prioritize transformation. This is a big one. If you use borrowed assets, say little movie clips or popular video game characters, you have to transform them significantly. Add original commentary, build a completely new narrative arc around them, or use substantial creative editing. Make it your own. Next, you must offer value. Every single video needs to provide a tangible lesson, a thoroughly researched argument, or a genuinely unique perspective. Honestly, educational content is currently the safest harbor on the entire platform. YouTube actively, desperately, wants to be the world's leading educational resource. So, high-quality, long-form how-to videos and educational deep dives, they are incredibly protected right now. And of course, as we just discussed, always practice accurate AI disclosure. Now contrast that with the absolute don'ts. Avoid repetitionness at all costs. I mean it. Do not use the exact same visual layout, the same background music track, or the identical intro in every single video. The algorithm looks at that and instantly sees a cheap, mass-produced template. Next, do not rely on just spouting facts. Pure, raw facts can be generated by a machine in about 2 seconds. They are entirely interchangeable and offer zero unique value to the viewer. Avoid a lack of authenticity. If there is no proof of a real, thinking human perspective behind your videos, you will fail the monetization check. And lastly, strictly avoid copyright issues. Please do not build your entire channel on the intellectual property of others. Because even if you somehow manage to slip past YouTube's AI bots, the actual copyright holders will eventually find you and they will claim every penny of your revenue.
Now, if you want a simple way to remember all of this, the crucial point is represented by just a single number, 75%. This right here is the golden ratio for modern content creation. As a rule of thumb, you must ensure that at least 75% of the heavy lifting in your video is completely, undeniably human-driven. That means the core ideas, the initial deep research you conduct, the emotional structure and pacing of the narrative, and most importantly, your unique personal opinion. The AI should only ever be permitted to handle the remaining 25%. Think of it as your assistant, not your replacement. You can use it for fine-tuning your grammar, maybe generating a few explainer background images, summarizing large blocks of text during your research phase, or creating a high-quality synthetic voice if you're doing faceless content. But the AI must never ever take the steering wheel. If you are just lazily typing a prompt into a text generator, copying the result completely unedited, and feeding it straight into a voice cloner, mate, you are severely violating this ratio. And it is only a matter of time before the platform realizes your content completely lacks a human soul. You have to inject your own life experiences, your own quirks, and your own distinctive voice into that 75%. That is your shield.
All right, Section 3, Creating Safe AI Content. Let's talk about outsmarting the bots.
You see, it is no longer enough to just mean well. Your content actually needs to be structurally designed to pass YouTube's internal checks before you even consider hitting that upload button. So, here is your mandatory homework. I want you to run these 3 distinct, critical checks on every single video before you publish. First up is Step 1, the ownership check. Ask yourself this: if you removed every single borrowed asset from your video, every sock clip, every image, every character that you did not personally create from scratch, is there still an actual video left? If the answer is no, then you aren't transforming the material at all. You are just decorating someone else's property, and YouTube will catch that. Moving to Step 2, the value check. I want you to imagine cutting the visuals in half. Strip away all the slick, polished editing, mute the epic background music. If only the spoken words remained, would there still be a compelling story? Would there be a concrete lesson or a thoroughly well-researched perspective? If not, then what you have is a highly polished video without any actual payload. It's all style, no substance. And finally, step 3, the authenticity check. If a curious viewer poked around your channel, watched a few videos for 10 minutes, could they confidently figure out that a real, breathing human being is orchestrating all of this? You must leave evidence of your humanity scattered throughout your work. Share little personal anecdotes, express genuine, strong opinions on your topic, and ensure your presence is truly felt, even if your actual face is never once seen on camera.
And this brings us perfectly to a brilliantly evocative phrase, one that's actually derived straight from YouTube's own internal philosophy: empty video calories. I absolutely love this analogy. YouTube's guidelines clearly state that content should be made for the genuine enjoyment or education of viewers rather than the sole purpose of just farming views. They're actively, aggressively fighting what they call the AI slot problem. You see, you might have a video that is technically absolutely perfect. Flawless drop cuts, beautiful AI-generated imagery, a crisp, perfectly leveled voiceover. But if a viewer finishes that 10-minute video and leaves without having learned a single new thing, without feeling any sort of new emotion, or without gaining a fresh perspective on the world, then they have just consumed empty video calories. It's like eating fast food. It might secure a quick click, it might look tasty on the thumbnail, but it leaves the audience completely unsatisfied and unnourished in the end. And here's the reality check. YouTube's algorithm is becoming incredibly, terrifyingly sophisticated at detecting these empty calories based on how viewers behave after watching. If your channel is nothing but a drive-through for fast, thoughtless, low-effort content, you will be flagged as a content farm, regardless of how incredibly pretty the packaging is.
Which leads us nicely into Section 4. Why join an MCN? This is all about advanced defense for established channels.
Now, for those of you who are already established creators, we really need to discuss an incredibly valuable defensive strategy that frankly is rarely talked about in public circles. If you have already built a highly successful channel and you are currently living in absolute fear of a random automated bot suddenly destroying your livelihood while you sleep, paying close attention to this next part might quite literally save your business. So what exactly is an MCN, or a multi-channel network? Well, think of it this way. Operating an independent YouTube channel on your own is a lot like running a tiny, vulnerable little corner shop. If a water pipe bursts in the middle of the night, or the local council decides to shut you down by mistake because of a paperwork error, you are entirely on your own to fight that massive bureaucracy. It's a nightmare. An MCN, however, is a large third-party organization that affiliates with multiple YouTube channels. Joining one is basically like becoming part of a massive, multinational retail chain. Suddenly, overnight, you have serious institutional backup. MCNs offer premium, top-tier services to their partners. We're talking advanced digital rights management to fiercely protect your original work from being stolen, robust monetization protection, and, crucially, the absolute game-changer, direct, high-level platform support. You are no longer just a single voice shouting into the void of YouTube's automated help center. You have a literal corporate entity standing firmly behind your channel.
To break it down, there are 3 major absolute game-changing benefits to joining a network. First, it acts as a literal protective shield against YouTube's automated AI flagging system. Channels that are partnered with reputable, vetted MCNs are inherently granted a higher trust score by the YouTube algorithm. This means those rogue sweeping bots are far, far less likely to blindly strike your channel for things like repetitive content. You have a layer of armor. Second, and honestly, this is absolutely vital, an MCN provides you with a direct, real human contact at YouTube. Imagine that. If the bots do make a ridiculous mistake and you wake up demonetized, you do not have to rely on filling out some automated appeal form that just gets rejected by another bot 2 hours later. Your MCN representative will literally pick up the telephone, speak to an actual human being who works at YouTube, and resolve the issue instantly. That level of access alone is worth its weight in gold. And third, they basically act as your dedicated management team. They handle all your incoming brand deals, they aggressively negotiate your sponsorships to get you better rates, and they deal with all the tedious, boring contract paperwork, which allows you to focus 100% of your energy on just creating brilliant content.
Now, let's be brutally realistic for a moment. You cannot just launch a brand new channel on a Tuesday and expect premium network protection by Thursday. Because these networks provide such incredibly high-level protection and dedicate so many resources to their creators, they act as a very exclusive club. To even be considered by a reputable top-tier network, your channel typically needs to have already organically achieved well over 5,000 actual subscribers. Furthermore, and this is the big one, it needs to be generating a consistent, verified monthly profit of over €2,500. They are looking to partner with proven, sustainable businesses, not weekend hobbies. It is also really important to note that this protection is obviously not free. An MCN is a business and they will generally take a commission of somewhere between 5 and 10% of your monthly AdSense revenue. But let's put that into perspective. For a creator who is earning substantial, life-changing money on the platform, giving up a small percentage is an incredibly minimal price to pay. It is the ultimate insurance policy against sudden, catastrophic demonetization.
And finally, Section 5, Surviving YouTube's New Rules. Let's lay out your ultimate survival plan.
Right. We have covered the threats, we've defined the terminology, and we've looked at the advanced defensive strategies. Now, to truly survive and thrive in this completely new YouTube ecosystem, here is your definitive step-by-step action plan. Number 1, you must start injecting strong, unmistakable personal opinions into your scripts right away. Do not just present raw, dry data. Take a firm stance on your topic, offer a genuinely unique perspective, and let your personality shine brightly through the screen. This is your absolute best, ultimate shield against being labeled as interchangeable by the algorithm. Number 2, shift your content strategy heavily towards highly educational, long-form content. As we discussed earlier, YouTube heavily prioritizes lessons, deep dives, and videos that offer immense, genuine value to the viewer. Give them a reason to stay for 20 minutes. Number 3, you have got to stop repeating identical thumbnail templates right now, today. If your last 20 thumbnails share the exact same layout, the same 3 colors, and the exact same font positioning, the AI will flag you as a content farm. It's that simple. Vary your visual designs, move the text around, change the background tone, keep your visual branding alive and recognizable, but make it dynamic. Show the bot you're actually designing things, not just running a script. And finally, number 4, build alternative income streams. Never ever let AdSense be your single point of failure. It is just too risky. Integrate smart affiliate links into your video descriptions, secure external brand deals that pay you directly, or better yet, create your very own digital products like courses or ebooks. If YouTube's bots do make a horrible mistake, your business absolutely must remain financially robust while you sort it out.
To wrap this whole explainer up, I want to leave you with a final, slightly provocative thought exercise. It is the ultimate honesty test for absolutely any creator on the platform. I want you to take a step back today, go and look at the last 10 videos you have uploaded to your channel. Completely remove your creator bias and ask yourself this one simple question. Would you honestly watch your own videos? If you just stumble across your channel as a regular, everyday viewer scrolling on your lunch break, would you click on that thumbnail? Would you actually stay and watch until the very end? When the video finishes, would you feel nourished and educated, or would you feel like you just wasted 10 minutes consuming empty video calories? If the answer is a hesitant no, or even a maybe, then you know exactly what you need to fix. Stop chasing the algorithmic shortcuts. Stop looking for the easy way out. Start building genuine, undeniable value. Apply the 75-25 rule to every script, meticulously run those 3 authenticity checks before you hit upload, and fiercely protect your hard work. The era of lazy, low-effort AI content farming is well and truly over, my friends. But the era of the smart, highly leveraged, genuinely valuable creator, well, I reckon that is just beginning. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it brought you some clarity, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.